Today we're taking a look at TP-Link's latest and most versatile Wi-Fi 6 mesh system. This is the Deco X50-PoE, and PoE stands for Power over Ethernet, meaning finally we can get rid of those annoying power cables. All you need to power this up is an Ethernet cable with a PoE injector or a switch that's capable of providing power over Ethernet. And you can place the unit on the ceiling, place the unit on the wall, or if you're more traditional, place it on the tabletop. And if you already have a Deco system set up, you can combine forces and get even more than the 6,500 feet that this 3-pack will cover. So let's go ahead and check out the Deco X50 together and see what it's all about. This is everything that comes in the box, including these ancient power adapters. Once again, the great thing about the Deco X50 is you can power it over Ethernet. So once you get that injector, or once you have that switch that's PoE compatible, all you have to do is run an Ethernet cable to the actual Deco unit, and that's about it. You're going to provide both data and power. But taking a look at the actual unit itself, it's a nice small unit, and once again, this can just be placed on a tabletop if that's how you want to set it up. But you can also place it on the wall, you can also place it on the ceiling. What I like about the Deco units as well is you can use either one as a main. They're already set up, so once you plug it in, which we're going to go through in just a little bit, they kind of figure out each other's roles. So again, choose either one of these 3 packs to be as your main, and that's what I really like about this system. But another thing that I like about this system is, number one, we do have that all-important 2.5G port. We also have 1 gigabit port, and both of them are PoE compatible. And here's your power input as well if you choose to use one of those adapters. What makes the X50 the most versatile Deco system yet is, again, you can connect it to any existing Deco unit that you might have. But because you're using power over Ethernet, you're probably connecting all of these via a switch, means you're going to get a really strong Ethernet backhaul. But what I like about PoE as well is that you can just use that system to provide power, because let's be honest, running an Ethernet cable somewhere is a lot easier than trying to find the power plug and run extension cords to plug this in. So using an Ethernet cable is a lot easier to place this on a ceiling or a wall, and that's what makes this the most versatile system in my opinion. So with the 5 gigahertz backhaul, these units can talk to each other wirelessly and still give you that super strong Wi-Fi 6 connection. So again, it's all about versatility when it comes to the X50, but enough talk about it. Let's set it up because it's super easy. You don't even have to read the manual. Just download the app, follow the prompts, and it's going to do it for you. So let's go ahead, set these up together, do some speed tests, and see what it's all about. Go into your app store and download the TP-Link Deco application. Click on Let's Begin, and then choose the X50-PoE. Now you have to choose which way you have it, if you have a PoE supply or you don't. I set it up using PoE. Now that we have everything set up just by following the prompts, I just want to show you how you can add another Deco system. Out of the box, the 3-pack is configured to all work together, so all you have to do is plug it in and it's going to set it up for you. But if you have an existing Deco unit or you'd like to add another X50-PoE, the way that you have to do it is just click on the plus icon at the top, click on Add Deco Unit, and then find the compatible Deco unit that you want to add. So right now, I am going to select the X50-PoE. Choose the floor location and make sure that the light is pulsating blue. This way it is going to be ready to pair. Now I've added this third unit wirelessly, and you can see that by this little wireless symbol connecting the main unit to the Deco 5958 that I just connected. And I have my hallway unit, which is placed on the wall, connected via Ethernet, so I have that Ethernet backhaul. And that's what I really like about the X50-PoE. It is the most versatile Deco system yet, because you can use that Ethernet backhaul, or you can just have them talk to each other wirelessly, connecting that seamless mesh around your house. And if you don't want to put it on the wall, once again, this is a tabletop mode, so it can just sit on the tabletop just like this. Let's just go over some of the key features of this application. Now everything is going to be done from this app. There is a web login, but you don't get as much control, so I just suggest that you use the application. So at the top here, you have quick access to your settings, so you can quickly change the SSID if you want to. Same goes for the guest network. You can enable or disable that guest network. Underneath, you'll see your current upload and download speed right here. And thanks to this being an AI system, and thanks to the Deco system actually monitoring your network, it'll let you know if it finds an issue. So as of right now, it says everything looks good. Now, of course, underneath, you're going to see all of your clients connected. So at the moment, I have about 33 clients connected. 13 are connected to that guest network, which is basically my IoT devices. And then I also have 20 main clients at the moment. If you have any smart home devices from TP-Link, you can go ahead and add them to this application as well. Now under security, this is where you can just do a quick scan, and again, it's all based on AI and it's all based on monitoring your network, so you never have to worry about something going awry without your knowledge. It'll let you know if it finds any risks. So my security right now is that I do have my guest network enabled, and it's telling me that I should disable it for more security, but I usually leave my guest network on all the time. And if you want even more monitoring from TP-Link, they do have a service that you can opt to pay for. So you get a little bit more of that web protection, you get a little bit more of that intrusion protection, and of course that IoT protection for all of those smart switches and whatnot. So again, if you want even more protection and more monitoring done in the cloud, TP-Link does offer that for you. Taking a look at parental controls, this is where you can block certain activities and really just monitor what your kids are doing online. So if we take a look at the profile that I just made, you'll be able to see what the top visited websites are. You'll be able to see if there's any blocked history. Now, speaking of the blocked history, if you go into the actual settings itself for whatever device you've set up under that parental control, you can choose the content that you want to filter. So again, you get a lot of control when it comes to filtering what your kids are able or unable to see. You can block specific websites as well. So if you notice they're going to a website they shouldn't, just enter in that URL right there. And there's also bedtime mode, so you can ensure that your kids are not online when they should be sleeping. Same goes for time limits. If you want to enable a time limit, giving them a certain amount of time online each and every day, you can go ahead and do that. And if you want more access to these controls, once again, there is a service that you can subscribe to from TP-Link. And the same goes for the offline mode. If you want to disable the internet altogether, this is where you'll be able to enable or disable the internet. Again, there is a pay service that you can subscribe to if you want to go ahead and do that. But if you don't subscribe to the service, you still get a nice amount of control when it comes to the parental controls. Clicking on the More tab, this is more of your advanced options, if you will. So under Reports, you'll see certain things like how many times you've done a network scan, how many times you've optimized your network, how many new devices have connected, etc., etc. Also, we have the option to block certain devices from the internet. So you can select certain clients, say like maybe your vacuum robot that you just want to have access to the intranet. You don't want it to be able to call home. You don't want it to be able to access the internet. You can go ahead and add a device to the block list. Now under quality of service, you can do the opposite. This is where you give a certain device more priority for internet access. Say for example your PS5 or say for example your homework computer. This is where you'll be able to let that device have main access to the internet when other devices are trying to do their thing. So you're just prioritizing one device over another. And also if we go into network optimization, it's just going to analyze the channels around and put your device on a channel that's less congested. So this is something that I actually personally like. As I live in New York City, there's a lot of Wi-Fi networks around and there's a lot of congestion. So as of right now, the system has chosen a channel that's least congested. Now under advanced, this is a couple of places where you can do a couple things for you advanced users out there. Number one, if you want to change the DHCP server, this is where you have to do it. And if you want to reserve certain addresses for, say, like a home computer or a home server, you can go ahead and reserve that IP address for that system. I also like the ability to Mac clone. So if you need to clone your Mac address for certain reasons, certain ISPs require certain things, you do have a Mac clone option. The last couple of options that I want to show you, one is called managers. So if you want to give access to someone else to actually be able to set up your system for you, say like a loved one who knows a little bit more about these wireless routers and whatnot, you can go ahead and add them to the manager list and they'll be able to access your system remotely. So that's a nice feature when it comes to these Deco units. Now, of course, LED control, it's all about customizing the system if you want LEDs on or LEDs off. So at the moment, I went ahead and turned off that LED. But personally, I don't mind the little LED goodness, but I do like to disable it at night, so I have disabled it from 10 to 7 in the morning. Now that's basically it when it comes to the Deco X50-PoE system. I think this is a great system. I've been getting my rated download speed all around my house, so I am definitely sold on it. And I just like the fact that I can place this on a wall because that just means you're not obstructing the wireless signal. It's up high and it's able to really broadcast that network all around your home. And thanks to having that wireless mesh mode, once again, you don't have to connect an Ethernet cable to get that data from node to node. It will do it wirelessly if that's how you want to set it up.